Welcome to our It's Electra series.
In this series, we're going to share with you gear based on and inspired by the Electra distortion circuit.
Join us on this journey where we get the most tone out of the least circuit. On today's episode of PJ and the Beard, we had a discussion about what are we going to call this segment. We've done Dare to Compare. These are pedals that were in our Electra series. But before we get into all of that, I'd like to ask you to consider subscribing to the channel, clicking the notification bell so you know what we're up to, what we have in. Your interaction with the channel helps us engage wonderful companies like EarthQuaker.
Right.
So it's a Dare to Compare Electra pedals. One's a cousin of the other one.
Someday I'm going to have to divulge why I'm always sitting over here with a grin.
Yeah.
By the time we get through this.
Take 68.
So yeah, we have two, and really two electro type distortion pedals. If you go back and watch the series premiere for the It's Electra series, Jamie talked about this and why it is and why it isn't.
Right.
So, an electro distortion. It is the pedal that started the whole series. It's the one that ended up on my board, and I was like, oh, if I ever do a second board or a travel board, because I need one of those, what pedal would I use? Because you can't get the speaker cranker anymore.
Right.
They're not being made anymore. And I'm gonna go right from the get-go here. I'm wondering if the special cranker is creating enough interest in what it was designed on that people will now get the speaker cranker
Maybe.
and want it, and if we won't see a run of that at some point, being that it was
Jamie's favorite pedal. And in the pros and the writings on the website, they called it their beloved speaker cranker.
right. I wonder if people are going to be like, wow, this one is so good. I wonder what the first one sounded like. Anyway,
but to that point, for the first time ever, our reference tone is a pedal and not just the amp. It is the Tyler JT22. However, because we are trying, the purpose of this, and I jumped in, I'm sorry. The purpose of this was when we did this pedal, we said, we know that this has got to be in there somewhere. It's in here somewhere. And that's what this is what this whole thing is about. Is it in there? And so with that being said, the reference tone is speaker cranker, the way that you use it.
Yeah, so the speaker cranker, the way I use it, and then we'll jump over to something that's totally not it.
Right.
We haven't tried to dial it in, but it's just not it.
This one's on the fly. Guaranteed to be riveting.
And I'm going to use the volume knob a little bit too, because one of the things I love about this pedal is it cleans up. We beat that to death if you've watched. If you haven't, welcome. It cleans up if you roll the volume back.
I'm still amazed when you take the volume back, the high end is still there. It sounds good.
Yeah, it really does. But I mean, both of them, right where they're at, fine, but they clean up so nice. The highs stay there. It's a great pedal.
So for point of reference, we know that we have not found the speaker cranker sound yet because we had this set on the germanium side, which is not the guts of that. So this side is the silicone side.
Right, which would be more the asymmetrical clipping, silicone diodes. That's more in line with the speaker cranker. So the whole point here is I think I'm going to start playing, noodling, hashtag wankery. And Pat's going to twist knobs. And really, I mean, that's the point of the video. See if we can kind of get, for whatever reason, just because we're curious, see if we can get the two pedals to sound pretty much the same. And then if you want to see more about the difference in the germanium or the silicone, if you want to see more about how much volume it has, because this has a lot more volume in it than the speaker cranker does. If you want to see the tone shaping with the tone knob and stuff, we have a video on the special cranker you can go watch. If you want to learn more about the speaker cranker, I think we have several videos on the speaker cranker. It's shown up many times. So, let's just, can we find it? And then once we find it, maybe we'll switch over to Pat, let him run some single coils through.
Well, in case you can't tell, we're using the JHS switchback with the red remote that's probably off camera, and also off camera is the ever-present MXR carbon copy for a little sweetener. Just to
that's been like the
make it party.
Delayed pedal of the day for a while.
Yep. All right. Once I remembered how the tone knob worked, it helped. There was too much. I felt it was a little deeper, a little more low end. I don't know if that's exactly right. It's got close. And the other thing I was hearing too is I was trying to figure out the output level because I felt like when I went to the special cranker, it was pushing the delay a little bit more. So I was just hearing a couple different things. So I'm not sure if you just did,
Let's go back to that thing.
Yeah. Let me start there.
Actually, which would be interesting, I'm going to go back to thing with volume down a little bit.
All right. Okay.
Let's see that, yeah.
I'm laughing because I think, we haven't been playing a ton tonight, so I don't think I've had ear fatigue yet. But in my brain, I can hear people yelling as they're watching this. Turn that knob this way and you'll find it. I think it's close.
It sounds really close to me.
I feel like there's just a tonal difference that I'm
it's
having
weird
a hard...
that the tone is up so high.
And I don't know if it's kind of like they took the tone knob and snapped it off there. I don't know how that's voiced. But I think it gets closer there because I already feel like it has a little bit more low end in it to begin with. And I just feel like I had to peg that. It's not quite all the way. It's almost all the way. It's pretty much all the way. But it's not shrill. Right?
I wonder what that tone knob, if that tone knob was like rolling.
I think it's the opposite. That's what I'm saying. I think it did. Well, let's do it real quick. I know we did shot a video about it. We should know it. But
what if I... one of those things where we should look in the manual and see what this is.
Well, what I was doing, I don't know. I had to turn it to here to get enough bass out of it, away from it, to sound like that.
Let's try,
I'm going to try this?
Yeah. Why don't you try that?
Yeah, why don't you try this instead of turning knobs? Yeah, we knew the running the risk of just turning the knobs live was going to be a little dicey, but, this is what you get.
Well, no, and I think... this is great because now that you have it set, I shouldn't have to turn anything except hit the
right. Just hit the AB back.
Let's just hit the AB back and forth and let you play for a little bit.
PRS Silver Sky, 2-position because it's a Strat.
I don't know. I felt like, oddly enough, that this had maybe a little bit more low end, and that on the high end was like there's a little more chime on some of those high strings when we first went over, and then I backed it off, and then I was like, I'm not sure I was right.
Yeah,
it's put it this way. I think it's really close. I really do. And so interesting. Like, you want to get the speaker cranker tone? It's really close to like. Put things at noon and
juice the tone a little bit.
We're not.
Yeah, it may not be
solving any great mysteries.
No, we're not. And I hate to always say this caveat, but obviously, we're sitting 3-4 feet from the amp. We're hearing it here. The mic's hearing it here. So we never listen to or EQ or anything. What you see is what you get.
Right.
So this is based on what we're hearing in the room through the amp. 4 feet from the amp behind us.
So Tyler amp, Sennheiser mic, focus right into the computer. No
post-production. You might just bump, if we're playing 2 amps, you might bump the volume to make sure the amps are our voices compared to the playing, but you're not EQing stuff. Mm-hmm. So I only just say that to say, sometimes we use modulation devices and I go back and listen to something and go, wow, that sounds totally different. So with these drives, that sounds pretty close from here. What it sounds like with the Sennheiser,
So he's giving us an out.
I am.
So if you're ready to type hateful comments, hopefully you made it this far and you know our excuse. Yeah. So, anything else? That was it.
No, 2 great pedals from EarthQuaker, and it's an amazing story behind the first one over there. Some friend of the show sold it to you for way less than you should have, and Jamie was kind enough to take an interview about the Electra circuit and talked about this. And then this came out and we tried to jump on that right away. And they've been super kind to us and real engaging. And you can't go wrong with either one of these things. Our thing is not selling anything. We don't have any links or not endorsing anything. We're just like trying things out. But
for the price of the speaker cranker or the special cranker,
yeah,
it's like $99, I think.
Yeah.
So for that price point, how interesting this circuit is. We've done a lot of pedals on this circuit. The circuit's really interesting. If you do play with your volume knob and you roll back to clean things up and you want like a really kind of amp tone. And interesting, really, Jamie designed this to run in front of a solid state amp because you wanted it to sound more like tube breakup. So, just throwing that out there. If that's what you're looking for, or if you're just tired of all the same overdrive sounds that you've been getting, like I can't. This circuit style, first of all, I'd recommend. This is a great option. More tweakable than most of them.
That's what I was going to say. If you want to keep something in your pedal board simple, it's got one knob and you don't want to be forever tone chasing, you can get that, find that spot you like. This one, you can chase some tones in this one.
So, yeah, there it is. Right? Anything else? I think
it's it.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Like Pat said in the beginning, thanks for clicking the subscribe button, notification bell, leaving comments down below. Anytime you interact with the show, it really helps us out. And that helps us, like Pat said, interact with other people and bring more cool stuff, hopefully, that you find cool onto the show to share with you. So with that, I think...
I'm PJ on behalf of the Beard, reminding you, no matter what you hear, you never have too much gear. You're welcome, David Barber. You can tell I was never a self-oscillator. Oop, it's still there.